Did you know that today is session 47?
I'm catching up to you.
I know. I hope it doesn't happen because that would mean we lost a lot of games on this end, or played multiple games on your end. That also works.
Somehow played like 4 games in one go.
Jesus. Every time the internet falls, you just add another number to the session. So how's your 4K monitor treating you?
It's been good. I can run most games at least 1440.
I see. That's good.
But it's like I don't need 4K for gaming that much. Because it's not that big of a monitor. I can deal with a little bit of, you know. It's going to be 4 pixels being 1, but it's okay. It's packed really dense. You can't even tell.
Yes.
But, yeah. I've been pushing my card. It's nice for the day-to-day. I mostly got it because if I got like a 1440p or something like that, it's not going to last that long before it's obsolete.
Yes.
Quote unquote obsolete, of course, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. You would. It's not that it will be obsolete. You would just need a better graphics card.
Yeah. So I rather buy just a graphics card later than a monitor and a graphics card.
I see.
That'll be.
Death is upon me. From too much food.
Oh, anyway.
Is everyone here?
I am loading in.
I'm in here.
Oh my god, the UI is so small.
Chris, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Nix, are you here?
Yeah.
Okay. Then, since everyone's here, I think we should begin, since we are already half an hour late. Oh, I just now realized what is missing. Music. Let me get some tunes. Where is the tunes guy?
For swimming.
Oh no, where did his channel go? Oh, here it is. I'm gonna put ominous music, yes.
No.
You have no power over me.
I'm playing good vibe music, you can't do anything against it.
It's true. Let's see who will give us the recap. Sure. Oh, Oliver, what happened last time?
I quite honestly don't remember.
Go on.
No, I'm serious. I don't remember.
I can refresh your memory if you want. Oh my god, I can't even type into the. Okay, it was our hijinks. Remember?
It was what? I'm sorry.
The museum shenanigans.
Oh yeah.
So
So we got to the
Cinnamon.
new island. We did some investigating, mostly, and we
That's
started
right.
tracking down a lead that we had in the museum, and we flew up there and we found dead bodies, killed cryptically, and what have you. And I think we were in the process of completing that. Question mark.
We have found a body, yes.
I was 10 levels fucked.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Um,
Yes, yes.
you may acquire your gold star.
Yay! I
So
think my fantasy grounds crashed. It's not
it
allowed.
do be like that sometimes.
I'm gonna read.
Um,
There's one time we made a character with too many spells. Looking at their sheet, just lagged Fantasy Grounds out completely.
good.
Oof.
Sorry.
It was because I was very much on the line of, they're a prepared caster of two different classes. Let's give them all the spells they could ever want.
Jesus.
It was a bad idea.
So the session had just ended when Oliver had cast Speak with the Dead that inside the museum where you two found the corpse. It was
And that's.
yes.
Oh no, we didn't find anything else. That's right.
Yes.
Huge botastic guy.
You had entered a more mythological and legendary part of the museum, one that talks more about myths and legends, not just normal stuff like architecture and common household items and whatever. And in there you had found a body that was not exactly flayed, but with an amount of cuts that probably could be considered a death via 1,000 cuts or even more. When Oliver's started investigating deeper, noticed that even the eyeball itself and the inside of the mouth were also cut. And Jackson had recognized the pattern as something that he had seen before. And
Yes.
ending the casting of invisibility, Oliver had cast the Speak with Dead. Jaw of the corpse moved slowly as if to reacquaint itself with the process of moving, and feel that the spell takes hold of the body, even though it doesn't show any other movement beside just unhinging and closing of the jaw. At that point, however, fly would also end, since it has been already some time since you cast it. Where you'd feel your feet slowly touch the floor.
Ew. Are we touching down anywhere that there's blood at all?
It would be impossible not to.
He is gonna tell Oliver, be as still as you possibly can.
Right.
And you have the floor to ask your 5 questions.
I actually don't remember a single question I wanted to ask.
That's great. How about who killed
don't-
you?
That's the only one I can think of. I actually don't even remember why we were investigating the museum to begin with.
Who killed you? What were you doing here?
No, but
Yeah.
seriously, why did we go to the museum? I know it was a lead that somebody gave us, but
It was a lead that something had gone missing from the museum, and it was something important enough that it would have gotten covered up.
Yes. Basically, the museum was shut down for longer than a week, and people were speculating that, something bad actually happened. When
Gotcha.
it definitely sounded like a mage cover-up or some such nonsense.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, so y'all got
Before the
contact
strings-
with the museum.
Before the strings get too crossed, the streams get too crossed. The
Across the
museum,
streams.
the museum shutting down was a planned event. Museum is during reparations and reformation period. However, news broke out that a murder had happened inside the museum during its period of being shut down. When Jackson interacted with his contact,
Yeah, I remember
the
that.
contact said that it was the only quote-unquote job that he had available at the moment. Yes, most everything was in town was revolving around that.
And he wanted to know, basically.
Yes.
Because he couldn't.
And
He
we
himself couldn't get in.
yes, and we agreed to trade favors somewhat.
I see. Yes, that actually was my first question. So, who did this to you?
The corpse would. The jaw would unclench, but you feel the voice coming out without much movement. I do not know, is the answer.
What was taken?
A golden feather.
Oh boy.
Have two more questions.
3. Or is it only 4 questions?
Oh yes, you have
It's
three more
5
questions.
questions.
5. 3 more. Ask him to describe who did this to him. With the last person he saw.
He said he didn't know.
Well, he said he didn't know the person, but that doesn't mean he
Oh.
couldn't describe it.
Yes, we do need a description.
Yes, I will ask that. Go.
I do not know who it was.
No. He asked to describe the person. He didn't see
The-
him then. I guess?
The last person he saw, if he saw anybody.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so
Just to
let's
Not
Not the
Okay.
last person.
yeah, let's make sure. Which is the question? Which exactly is the question? Describe the last person or the person who killed him?
Person
Uh,
who killed him.
now,
the
this is just I would say describe the last person you saw.
No.
He wasn't.
Maybe
Okay, I'm.
if he doesn't know the person, I don't know. That'd be my guess.
The way that I understood it was, this is the question that I asked, so you can mark it down, because I already asked it. Describe the person who murdered you.
The answer would be I did not see them.
There you go.
Yep.
Okay. So I have 2 more.
Yes.
What were you doing here?
Acquiring a catalyst.
Oh,
Last question.
What was the catalyst?
The golden
a
feather.
golden feather.
Of course. All right, done.
And the jaw clenches back.
Right then.
So he was going for the feather, but somebody beat him to the punch.
Pretty much.
They wanted a
Yes.
bird.
They
Something
wanted a
dangerous beat
bird.
him to the punch.
Going to summon a bird.
So Skyrider.
Daedalus, maybe?
I was
to
thinking more
Ic-
golden
Icarus.
goose type of thing.
Yes,
Well,
I'm
we're
going
in
to summon the
Greece.
golden goose.
We're in Greece.
Daedalus's wings aren't. They're kind of unknown. They are metal of some sort, so it could be.
He's gonna summon Metatron. It's fun.
Though I think of his wings as more of a bronze than gold myself.
Well, you
A
could.
golden
A lot
feather.
of dumb people mistake gold for bronze.
Could
Or
be a-
I mean,
brass.
this is this is
Well-
a museum, so
We could go back and ask my contact about it. I'm sure he'd be thrilled to know.
Also,
could be a
look
painting.
around the museum for a display that has a gold feather with it.
Shut up.
Yes,
That's-
we were in the process of doing that.
Shut up.
Look around, you nitwits.
You're not there. Shut up.
All right.
Who do it?
Do you have any more invisibility juice in you?
Do you have any more fly juice in you?
I do.
I do.
All right. Swap.
Yes. I will invisibility him.
After you fly him.
Yes.
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 His invisibility is.
Invisibilities.
Invisititties.
Invisibilities.
So a third level spell.
Yes.
5th level spell. I mean, theoretically, I could have 2 other things fly.
Just cast fly on the corpse.
And you don't levitate, but yes.
But yes.
Mm-hmm.
I cast
So-
fly on like the 2 mice because they're very not tidy here.
It's a 2nd level spell too. It's cheaper.
It's cheaper.
So, before we.
Also, just for the sake of understanding, Jackson would have heard the speak with dead. It isn't like
Yes.
mental communication.
Yes.
Yeah, the corpse literally just speaks.
Yep.
Yes.
Making sure.
So. Jackson would turn to Oliver and say, "You can start looking around. Just give me a second and I'll join you." And as they start flying again,
Not that
He
you can
will-
see each other, but okay.
yes, I can see him actually.
Oh yeah, it's invisibility for you today, right?
He will try to erase their presence here. You know,
Good.
whatever disturbances they
I can help
cause.
you with that. I have prestidigit. I can't pronounce it.
You would drop your
That's
invisibility.
Digitation.
Just put the dimisitate, but we're
You gotta take it slowly.
yes. If you're gonna do that, then I will hold off on the invisibilities.
Invisibilities.
Oh, very well.
Yes.
I'll take care of it then.
Well, hold on. You know what? I'm not. Nope. Not gonna backseat.
Or like smearing the blood back the way it was, basically.
Not only that, but the powder from outside, if I remember correctly.
Oh yes.
That little step that you took to enter.
And the little police tapes.
Yes. Okay. So, what is the order of operations?
Blood. Fly so we don't have any more footsteps. Get out of room.
Mm-hmm.
Put door back the way it was. Remove powder.
Oh, hold on, let's look at stuff first before we leave.
Okay.
FJ's dying inside.
I mean, it could very well not be in this room. It could be somewhere else, and they just killed him in here. But we can. I thought we investigated the room before we came in. I mean,
Jackson
when we
had
came
rolled
in.
an investigation check and rolled like a 6.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can roll investigation. I think I'm proficient in it. Am I? I am not.
Just
But I can
do.
roll it anyway? Question mark.
Can I help, GM?
Sure.
Yes. Go.
Awesome.
Let's just look for an empty display case.
Yeah, I'm not very
Yes.
good at it. Warning. This is like my one character where I don't have a good investigate. So here you go.
That is a 13.
That's not bad.
Okay. So, are you searching for something specific?
Yes, I am searching for the golden feather receptacle thing. Something
Okay.
that
The
would
display case.
contain a golden feather.
Yes. A display case or
Something
otherwise
that is missing.
disturbed thing.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Since you do not have time constraints, technically. Actually, no, wait, you do. You have a 10-minute time constraint because of
Yes.
flying. Okay. You would look around. Some of the nameplates are hard to identify. Because of the blood smears everywhere. You also see that some items had already been removed prior to the accident. Those would be items that are closer to areas that are being renovated. So maybe if there was possibly, let's say, a hole in the roof that was leaking, so items around it would have been removed so that it can work properly.
Mm-hmm.
You would take some time for you to find something that could have been a receptacle small enough to hold a feather, a golden feather. You know, the little thingies.
Yes.
That looks like
Display case.
Glass dome. Yes.
Yeah, the glass dome, but the little
Box.
wooden things that supposedly hold a feather are there, but there's nothing inside. When you look for a
Tampering?
name of some sort, you would find a nameplate that it's easy enough to remove and then reapply the blood with some sort of prestidigitation. It would just say Phoenix Feather. But
Oh, I was right. Phoenix.
But the Phoenix part is in quotation marks.
Hmm.
Good enough. Well, gotta
I
love
wonder if
that.
they're trying to summon Phoenix, that various lesser known character in Greek myths.
And we know who this is.
So you, Jackson said that you're looking for tempering. You see that the dome, it was a glass dome, not a glass box. With your expertise in being a spy and leaving things the exact same way they were before you tampered with them, you would notice that the dome seems to not have been touched quite yet. But with your knowledge of the arcane, you know that to remove something from the inside without touching it, it's not some easy feat.
Yes.
There's no simple magic to teleport an item out of somewhere. Considering the fact that teleportation in general is just not very common in
Yes.
this universe.
Only a short distance.
So to have something inside the glass be removed without tampering with the glass, it's not something usual, even for mages.
Yes. Well,
Else that you would like to do?
how much time do we have left?
Fuck out.
Thereabouts.
You would looking at the door from where you are, you would have about a sprint. A sprint
Okay.
left.
Yeah. Get the fuck out.
So, yeah. Get the fuck out, dust back, invisibility up, and go away. We were never here. Put the lock back.
Again? Are you serious? Is that Don, Juan, John's, Ron?
What the fuck?
What?
Someone's watching a video.
I heard
I
that.
don't-
Sauce.
I don't know why that played for you guys.
Okay.
My helicopter, my rufflecopter goes sauce.
Graves watching some jester.
I was like, oh, what's this? Click, and then I guess it played for you guys. I'm sorry.
No worries. So as you make your way out, not exactly out of the museum, but out of the door you're in, close everything out, you no longer have fly. How would you like to leave?
The same way
Right.
we came.
But you
We
came in
flew in.
Yeah, you flew through a window.
Let's see.
Not the window,
here. Do
you
I have
flew
any?
through the roof. Yeah.
Access port on the roof, yeah.
Yes. Let me see if I get anything that would help us.
At around this point, the outside people would be arriving at the
The
museum.
outside. What?
The rest of the group.
Ah, yes. I thought you said outside beetle. I'm like, what?
Yes.
Beetle?
You would approach this museum. You would see that all around it there are scaffoldings, but also quote unquote police tape, just not allowing you to get around much closer than just a view from the streets. And that museum doesn't seem to be open for the workers at the moment. So there's basically no movement around it. Just check the day of the week. Yeah, it's a Saturday, so it's kind of to be expected.
Yeah.
There's no renovation work being done as well.
So we make our escape?
No?
Right.
I need to know, how would you like to go out?
GM, question.
Yes.
Does teleportation keep your momentum?
Um, every DM
That's a loaded question.
Every DM reaches a point in their life where a player asks this. What is the plan behind accelerated teletransportation?
I'm gonna jump off the roof and misty step the tiny bit that's left to some cover. And hopefully I'm
know that
out
it-
of the way before I'm visible again.
You know that it would break your invisibility
Yes.
as soon as you
I'm hoping
cast
I will be hidden by then.
You would just flash midair.
So I would be visible by a little brief
Yes.
sliver of time?
Yes, you
Hmm,
would flash midair and then teleport.
Right. Is it
I
feasible?
mean, it's just a second story. If you want to
Will I
jump
not
off a
break-
window.
I mean, is it necessary?
We could break our fucking legs.
I mean,
But-
he said that we had enough to like sprint out. We could just use the dash action. I mean, the fly spell gives us 60-foot move speed. That's
Oh no,
120
the
feet.
sprint was to leave the room you're in.
Yes. We're
Oh,
no
so
longer
the fly
flying.
spell- Oh, I see what you're
Yes, you're
saying.
no longer flying, just invisible.
So we're
That sucks.
just chilling out on the roof. I'm holding his hand, and we're trying to think how the fuck we go down. I'm putting the fucking padlock back in the door.
Okay.
If we didn't break it, I don't remember.
No, you didn't. You rolled well enough to just open it. So yes,
Well,
you
I
lock it
mean,
back.
let me just ask the obvious question. You may have actually already said it, but how many people are around?
There are people on the streets, but no one is around at the rooftops.
Is there a clear way down without killing myself?
You could try the scaffolding.
Could try Assassin's Creeding our way down. Yeah.
Yes. But yes, the scaffolding does exist. It doesn't go all the way to the roof, but you could just jump into it and then go down.
It might be very loud, but we could.
Might make some noise here. But it,
I mean, your invisibility lasts for an hour, right?
yes, you would still
Yes,
be
it
invisible.
does.
You would just make noise.
Oh, well, let's short rest on the roof.
Mm,
That
but
technically works.
I guess.
Just lay down for an hour and wait.
Let's literally just watch the fucking clouds for an hour, and I'll dimension Doris down. How's that?
You know, if we long rest, we'll be visible again.
Short rest.
Short
I
rest,
get my
yes.
spells back on a short rest.
But the invisibility only lasts for 1 hour, correct?
Yes, it would end.
Short rest is 1 hour.
Hmm.
Invisibility
Yes.
would end, then the short rest would end. Right.
I mean, we could just like lay down on the roof. It's like nobody. It's not like anybody's gonna see.
No,
us.
you're not getting it. You could just concentrate on the spell and just short rest.
No, but it would end as soon as the short rest ends.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that it would,
then
but you
you
could just recast
Dimension
it.
door.
Yeah, yeah. That's
I mean, yeah, if you dimension Doris immediately, but where to?
500 feet away. I mean, do we have time to think about it? I mean,
You do.
where?
Yes.
There are no
Well,
time
so-
constraints.
So we're gonna just chill, hold hands on the roof while we discuss good places to teleport to.
We're just chilling, hold
Yeah.
hands on the roof.
No homo.
I mean, if you want to, Jackson can be a woman.
Oh god.
Yes.
So, are there any abandoned buildings around?
Make a perception check.
Any forests?
Any forests.
Forests.
It's
Just
Greece. There's not gonna be a single fucking tree around.
Yes, there's only bush, no tree.
Boom.
22. You would find that not very far away,
Shanty town.
within Dimension Door's reach, that you would be able to Dimension Door to a small shack that is also going through some renovations, but seems to be unoccupied on this Saturday afternoon.
Let's do that.
Yes.
So
So
the people that are outside, you would arrive at basically the start of their short rest. Is there anything that you would like to do?
Well, all we know is that they would have likely shown up here. At
Yes.
the moment, we do not see them.
Yes. And you probably won't see them.
for a while.
I love shenanigans.
With that 22, though, I would say that after some time, Oliver would notice you.
We see them.
I would notice what?
Notice you all outside.
I point this out to you know, I have a feeling it's not gonna make much of a difference. We probably just troll them anyways for fun. But he does let Jackson know they're downstairs.
Yes, but that would take a while, so first let's see what the group does.
I don't have the message cantrip, sadly.
Neither can you cast it.
Oh yeah.
I'm not entirely sure what to do.
Would you like to also
What
attempt
would-
to go in?
What would Jackson do?
Think about it. What would Jackson do?
What?
How would he fuck this up?
It is really easy. There's really only one answer.
Ninja
someone
info
died.
cards.
Don't worry
There's-
about it.
Continuation, leave. Get back.
Hmm.
But yes. So would you just wait for them to appear at the museum?
I mean, you could cast detect magic if you want.
Mr.
Well, that wouldn't help with invisibility.
You'd get a ping from illusion, wouldn't you?
It would
No.
be too far away.
Not with specifically invisibility,
Mm.
since that has its own
Plus-
dedicated spell that combats it.
Hmm.
Alas.
Well, who all is with me?
It's
Everyone else,
it
right?
would be Jiro, Edmund, and Ichika, yes.
Okay.
Didn't you leave Jiro behind?
They would arrive at different times, but yes.
Hmm.
Slightly different times.
So I'll just kind of look at the museum, look at them, look back at it, and it hasn't exploded yet, so that means something.
I would like
Jiro,
I would just like to
stab the
comment
museum.
that
He gets a sudden itch.
a certain itch to stab.
I needed that.
I would just like just to point out that Shade showed up on the chat and said probably commit heresy for what Jackson would do.
You guys
What did
don't
she
give
say?
me enough credit.
No, Oliver, you're supposed to be the good one.
Whoa, what did you say? I didn't catch that, Jim.
He's been a part of the shenanigans each fucking time. What do you mean he's the good one?
He's the one that is being dragged into the shenanigans.
No.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
No, he's not.
He's one of the instigators. He's the team of instigators.
He goes willingly.
Well, instigators is a very, very strong word.
It's more
You
like
two
when we
dumb
go out
shit.
and do things, something
You
happens
do dumb
to us.
shit. Shiro stabs shit, and Oliver
Look,
does not stop you. Therefore,
it's-
you all three are the instigators.
It's not instigating, it's just taking
Instigating.
initiative really energetically.
Okay, initiators then. It still does not change the
The
connotation.
initiators. Oh, that's an awesome team name.
Oliver
It is
regrets
actually.
nothing.
The initiators. You just throw them at everything.
He regrets nothing.
Listen, it's the three crazy soldier people.
Yes.
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 Oh, I didn't draw that parallel. Interesting.
Listen, birds of a feather flock together.
Yes.
Yes.
You see, Jiro was out of his element today.
Mhm.
Like, man, I hate sitting around. I'm grounded today.
Anyone that
He
isn't a
basically
soldier.
grounded you. Yes.
Yes.
No more cutting off your own limbs.
But
That's-
Mom, I like cutting off my arm.
It's not a phase!
Listen, I got super cool magical powers out of it.
Satan told me so.
God.
Oh,
The
God.
voices in my sword told me to cut off my arm.
So I did it.
Listen, they were very persuasive.
But yes.
Ichika, you were saying? Not Ichika. Gianna, you were saying?
I don't fucking know. I just looked at everybody else as like, well,
I guess.
what do we do?
wait.
I mean, I'm willing to break in. I got magics to do that.
Oh dear.
Oh god!
Now who's the instigator?
You see, that's
Bitch.
the issue.
Bitch, I'm having a day.
Each-
Alright?
Gianna
I
was
get to have
always.
some fun every once in a while.
Gianna
Oliver, I
was
don't think it's.
always the instigator, but she was never around.
You know
would never
what
look
they
at
could
club.
do that they're not gonna do. I don't know, send a familiar.
That's true.
Ooh, I can send Bird down.
Man forgets he has a familiar until someone brings it up.
Yes.
That cloud actually kind of looks like Burb.
The who?
The cloud. That cloud right there. It looks like Burb.
Oh, so it does. No, fuck! Focus!
You all of a sudden you hear giggling coming from the rooftop.
Good, yes.
And then,
Sure
hey,
that-
focus!
Not
But
sure if I should be concerned or not.
Burb is you're gonna hear like faint chirping.
Wait, is Burb also invisible?
No.
No. Faint chirping around, sort of like a chimkin.
Chinking.
Good chicken.
It's doing a little head waggle,
It's doing the bopping.
basically dancing.
He brings you a cookie so you know it's Burb.
He's in a fence and he's sort of very slow, just like hop, hop, hop.
Some people look around confused at the sight of an owl in the bright fucking day. But animals do what animals do sometimes.
They do.
So, Yana, you see Burb approach.
Uh-huh. Look at it. Give, like, squat down, give Burb a pet, then look it dead in the eyes with this very serious, I hate you look, because I know Jackson's looking through his eyes.
I have nothing
swear
against you, Burb.
I need to give Burb the ability of speech. It is my only goal now.
Awaken your
You
familiar.
will not awaken Burb. Because if you
Yes,
do, I'll
I-
kill him.
Yes,
They're
I
not a
fucking
beat.
will.
They're
Well, he's
not
not
a
a
beast.
beast,
They're a
yeah.
fake creature. You would need
Fuck.
to be a Pact of the Chain Warlock. And
Specifically, yeah.
you
Oliver, I
basically want-
require your services.
you basically want to, in a way, upgrade your familiar.
Hey,
Yeah.
don't look at me. You've got the tentacle monster. He can be your patron.
Fuck, you're
I
right.
hate how that makes a little bit of sense.
I'll look at the burb. Is Jackson nearby? Possibly within 120 feet.
You hear more familiar giggling from upstairs.
I love the image of Jackson and Oliver just crouching while invisible,
No, we're not
Holding
crouching.
hands.
We're not
holding
crouching.
hands, and
we're
looking.
not
Lying
crouching.
down. No. Let me
Just-
set
We're
the record
sitting
straight.
down. We're sitting down with our feet like
Dangling off
fucking
the side.
over, or dangling over the side of the building.
Just
And we're watching
giggling
clouds.
like two maniacs.
Jackson just points at Burb and like, what? Look at that. But yes, Burb will sort of like try to point up with his non-existent hands, like trying to point with his beak.
It's
Up
right
the roof.
there.
Okay. She'll point her finger in that vague direction. She'll cast message to Jackson. Oh, you'll hear Gabriella's voice go, I'm not going to repeat exactly what she said, but where are you?
Can I reply without losing invisibility?
Yes,
You're not casting the spell.
it's true.
No, it's true. We're on the roof.
Fuck.
We looked inside. We're trapped here and need to find a way to get down.
See Gianna look up in that direction.
We're also
Scans the roof
invisible.
line. Oh, that would help, yes. Well, Gianna can get you down. Look down, you see her just staring angrily at the roof. But I don't
While
think
you're
she wants
pointing at the
to.
roof to cast the spell.
Yes.
Just a psycho just pointing up at the roof.
And whispering.
And whispering.
She's like the poor lady that I met the other day in downtown that was like speaking into a non-existent earpiece, whispering
Oh.
into it.
Yes.
No, it's fine. She's pointing at the cloud that looks like Burb.
Yes.
Yes, of course. Yes, there are ways for that she can get you down with some teleportation, but you have to be able to see you. And it's not quite conspicuous.
It's not quite conspicuous.
Inconspicuous. That's
Ah.
right.
Can I just tell her we can get down? We just need an hour.
Oliver says he can get us down, but we'll need to spend an hour up here.
More angry whispering. Well, if you think you can get down on your own, sure. Yeah, that's all. I won't repeat the rest.
Thanks, Gabriella.
You're...
Hi, Gabriella. Because I can see her.
She gives a little wave.
Burb will reach down into his little fleece,
Coat.
his little fleece cloak. He'll pull out a small cookie. It's basically like a very, very, very small cookie with a single chocolate chip in the middle.
It's just basically the chocolate chip.
A sad cookie.
Basically, yeah.
Like those Hershey cookies.
And Burb passes you a note and says, "You're not yourself if you don't have a Snickers."
Oh god.
You're not you.
Burb is one of the instigators.
Yes, you're outnumbered, 4-3.
Just remember, he has 1 hit point.
Oh,
No, he has 3.
You wouldn't dare hit Burb.
done it before. I'll do it again.
She's did it before. She doesn't have a soul.
She doesn't have a soul. She's ginger.
This is correct. Yeah, Gianna will cross her arms with a huff. Well, they're currently stuck on the roof, invisible. Apparently they have a way down, but in an hour. Angry glance at roof. They found something, but they won't tell me what it is.
I giggle.
Well, to be fair, I had 25 words. Or, no. Whatever. It's fine.
Message doesn't have a word limit.
It does have
Oh, it
25
doesn't?
words. It does.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
It's 25 words. It's like sending. It's a 25 word limit, but it's a cantrip. You can just keep casting it.
But she's the one casting it, so
Yeah.
if she stops casting it, I can't talk to her.
You get the
She does-
point in their general direction, so it is a bit obvious what you're doing.
Plus, she doesn't want to talk to you.
He doesn't actually have a limit.
Does it not? I thought it
No.
always
No.
did.
I thought it did too. Huh? The more you know.
It'll be fine. We'll have this discussion in about 30 seconds.
Yes.
Huh.
It doesn't have a limit.
Dimension door!
I always remembered it had 25 words. Okay.
Either Dimension Door or I can cast Fly on us again. Take your pick. I think Dimension Door though.
Dimension door is best. Be sure to when it's getting time, he'll be like, Oliver, lay down on the roof. Do we have any cover in up here?
Sure.
I'm pretty
From-
sure if we
from,
like,
like,
just lay
sight?
flat, nobody can see us.
It's true.
Are there any buildings taller than the museum?
No.
Not that you can see anyone on them.
Good.
Are you ready?
I guess. While
is-
we were up here, do we see anyone in that abandoned-looking building? Just to
No.
be extra sure.
Was that 22 before? No.
Okay.
I'm just gonna give you a bit of a warning. It's going to be unsettling for. You won't even notice it. You know what? Let me not say anything.
Send
You'll be
it.
fine.
Do it.
Because he's gonna take you into the ghost realm and pop you back out on the other side.
Do it.
So, whoonk, they become ghosts, and Oliver spirits them away.
Spirits them away. Good.
I am become Thresh.
Yes.
Yes.
You pop right beside the shack. And see no one around to look at you, do your magic stuffs.
Yes.
We head back to the museum.
Yes.
And the group meets up. Wow.
Hey.
Oh, hi
Hooray.
there. Fancy meeting you here.
Hello.
Just silence.
The bestest of treatments.
Yes.
You gonna sit there pouting all day, or do you want to hear some intelligence?
I suggest you just start talking and not backsass me.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
totally
yeah,
gonna
would it be
let Oliver
backstabbing
do the
if
talking.
You hadn't gone to another freaking hotel room. You would have gone with us instead. But here we are. So it's your own damn fault.
You'll just see Gabriella behind her going like doing the cutthroat motion like, don't, please, don't.
No. Now tell her to calm down.
No, he's not that crazy. You never actually. I learned this lesson about 3 years ago during COVID. Never tell a woman to calm down. Anyhow,
Yes.
what was I gonna say? Oh, so how many people are around us right now?
There are people walking around the streets, but no one that's paying attention to you.
Okay, well, how about we walk over this way, taking them towards the shack.
Right.
Nobody following?
Yes, we're
Roll
following.
perception check.
Oh, very well.
Ooh.
Or
Pretty
25. They're not being followed.
Okay.
It
Whoever
looks
broke
like.
into the museum killed somebody in a very, very, very painful way. There's currently a dead body in there that was not killed by natural means. They stole a catalyst.
Oh, wonderful. You know who did it?
A golden feather. We don't know. A golden
We do know.
feather.
Well, not for sure. But, this is either him or somebody that works with him.
Him?
Tobias.
Tobias isn't participating though.
How exactly was this person killed?
Do you want to see? He will
Sure.
start plucking the memory strand.
That sounds painful. Why don't you allow me? Assuming there's nobody there, Oliver will use, because he just learned this, minor illusion to replicate the body in his hand, and then we'll show Gianna a mini version of the body, so that Jackson doesn't have to replicate that
Well, you could-
craziness. Because that
You could
sounds
just do that as a cantrip.
Yep, but it's
Just a
fine.
cantrip, bro.
It's a cantrip
Oh.
or a cantrip. It doesn't really matter.
Okay, so it doesn't hurt him if he mimics like all the
No.
moves and
No.
stuff.
It's just
Oh,
the,
okay.
the encode thoughts
Is
cantrip.
Okay, then just kidding. You can go ahead and show her.
It's basically as the best way
Though-
to send messages.
For
It's the-
anyone
it's the memory thing
else,
from Harry Potter.
for anyone else, it would be best if Oliver did it because they don't have the cantrip, so they can't
It's
absorb the thoughts.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So Oliver
So
will
you both
create
do
a
it.
mini model in his fucking hand.
Yes, it's just you get a first-person view of the events.
yeah.
Yes.
So you-
And every other sense, aside from sight.
Gianna,
Yep.
you can make either a perception or a history check, I guess.
Ooh. I'm better with history.
Since, for some reason, the question that I thought would be the immediate first question of the Speak with Dead was not asked,
Was never asked, yes.
which was,
As it usually is.
what is your name? Gianna. I know we're all cheery and happy. This is your uncle.
Ooh.
Scusi? Wait, hold on. Wait. What?
This is your uncle. I closed the thing. Where is his name?
Let's see. Eh,
This is Giorno Versalino.
Giorgio?
Giorno.
Giorno.
One of the
I
Giorgios,
recall.
yes. But with a G, not a J.
Giorgio. I don't have him on my list. Oh no. This is a new NPC. She's gonna stare. Blink.
They would be. They
Am I on
were
my
from
mom or
us-
dad's side?
They would. I don't know where Versalino came from.
Versalino would be dad then.
They would be. Mage families don't normally have like branches unless they are trying to keep something important alive, that being their
Mhm.
magic. So to have an uncles and aunts isn't something that common. Giorno was how can I say this? He was removed from the family. You didn't have much contact with them. You knew them by passing.
Mhm.
The occasional family event, he would show up. More so to make sure that everyone knew that he was still alive than to do anything particular.
I guess he doesn't have to do that anymore.
He was not really that great of a mage. He had some of the capabilities that started with your grandfather, but
Mhm.
wasn't really didn't much care about it because he wasn't good at it.
Yeah, about checks out. Would I have any special relationship with him, or is it just oh, that's my uncle, that's about it?
Yep, that's about it.
Estranged uncle.
You also get a. Does she get emotions with the thought strand?
If you-
It's a thought.
I guess.
Let's see what the fucking things said. I don't
You can
have
transform the thoughts or memories you read rather than your own into a thought. No, that's thought strand.
You
thought
pull a
strand,
memory, an idea, or a message.
message.
So, yeah, sure, why not?
A memory would have some sort of emotional connotation to it.
I
mean,
guess. You do get a little bit of fear in there as well.
It's the best message spell because you get so much out of it.
Yes. But
Yeah,
you
and
need
it's-
the other person to also be able to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what makes that's what actively makes it really good though, because
Yeah.
it's very hard to find someone else randomly in the world who will have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to plan for it, of course. But yeah,
just see her as she takes the ribbon. She'll just like hold it in her hand. Her eyes will go blue. She'll like blink. Are you sure?
Positive.
We can't both be wrong.
Shall
What?
I give you the other example?
No, I'm just wondering why my uncle was in there.
Who's your uncle?
The dead body.
Oh, my condolences.
Nah, I didn't care.
I spoke to him. That's how I found out about the catalyst.
You'll get this very expectant look like, and?
I was only able to ask a couple of questions. I told you what I know.
Hmm.
He didn't see the killer.
What? And you said he was looking for a catalyst?
A golden feather, yes, a catalyst, which was taken from him presumably by the person that killed him.
That doesn't make any sense.
He was looking to enter the war.
Well, that also doesn't make any sense. He was a half-rate mage at best.
Not such catalysts can be used for other things, can they not?
Well, for other rituals, sure, but
I wouldn't expect normally character mages to come this far.
Maybe he had a
to
buyer.
Greece normally, anyhow.
possibly. I mean, but he
If
was.
you have the means, we can go back inside and ask him more questions if you'd like.
Dude, can we?
You can't. The spell needs a 10-day reset.
Yes.
Right.
But again, he was a half-rate mage. He was worse than I am.
Might be time to phone your relatives.
Well,
Did he have to have a history of stealing?
Not that you know of.
Not that I'm aware
I'm
of.
just curious what could even come from a bird feather. Wait, what kind of bird was it?
Phoenix.
You said, right? Phoenix.
Golden feather.
Hmm.
That's what the display case said.
Phoenix,
It was
quote
Phoenix
unquote.
in quotations, yes.
We have our own bird of that type in
A phoenix?
Can I roll a history
Yeah.
check to see if there's any
Could
like
be the
prevalent
vermilion bird.
Hmm.
I mean, I should be able to help you with it too. I know about the Greek Isles and shit, so
Yeah.
I probably know about the mythology.
Yes.
Jiro's like, don't you have that book on Greek mythology?
Oh yeah.
Everybody does.
Well, Jiro
It's
sort of
part
just,
of the travel thing.
opens book, looks like in the back for like Phoenix.
Firebird
You see,
or
there's-
something.
There's a guy called Phoenix who's like the father or the brother of the famous Cadmus. Sometimes it changes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes
Sometimes he's his father. Sometimes he's his brother.
sometimes
he
there's
needs-
incest involved. It's just messy.
When he needs money, he's his father. When he doesn't, well,
It depends on who's whether Cadmus is the son of a god or the son of a mortal. If he's a son of a wordless phoenix, if he's the son of a god, he's his brother.
Hmm.
So
Very
yeah,
good.
can I roll a history check just to see
Sure.
if there's any?
I'll
So
give an
wait,
advantage.
He sometimes is the son of the phoenix?
No.
Yeah, Cadmus.
How do you... Never mind.
No, he's not. He's not the
Go
son
on.
of a phoenix. He's the son of a guy called Phoenix.
I see.
However,
The
there
phoenix
seems to be-
in Greek myth, the phoenix is actually kind of a minor thing in Greek myth. It's not really. It's more so in other surrounding cultures than Greece
Mm,
itself.
A 30
Mhm.
fucking one. I see.
You're
Yes.
welcome.
Nice.
So
That's
immediately,
just my shtick.
yeah, immediately you can recall there is a Phoenix, according to Wikipedia. There is Phoenix, son of Amintor, Trojan war hero. There's Phoenix, son of Agenor, a Greek mythological figure. There's Phoenix, a chieftain who came as guardian to the young, whatever the fuck that name is. There's also the Phoenix, the bird. For Greek mythology, there is also, you rack your brain. These are the first things that come to you. That would be like a DC lower than the 31. But since you rolled above a 30, you also recall a legend about a person that after they died, they were said to have been rebirthed into a fiery phoenix, or golden fiery phoenix, which is
And that's
Canis.
specifically Greek in origin.
Yes.
So it's not Firebird.
There is a
What did you
possibility
say?
that there is a firebird, because there's a phoenix in Greek mythology.
Isn't Firebird...
Did you just say
Pers-
who I thought
like
you said?
Polish or...
The Firebird. There's a play in Russia called Firebird. It uses their folk hero Ivan.
Ivan
I forget his last name.
One
but
of
he's-
the Ivans.
He's one of the most famous Russian heroes. In one of the plays about him, he searches for the Firebird, which is
It's the guy that sounds like Zarathustra, but it's not.
Ivan
But yes,
Did I hear you say
Tsarevich.
Canis?
Ivan Tsarevich.
Yes, I did say Canis.
Okay.
Canis.
Canis.
Mm.
Canis.
Canis he was the guy. He
The guy turned into a girl turned into a guy who was indestructible skin.
yeah,
Mm.
because Poseidon.
Because
Yeah.
Poseidon.
And that was the person who turned into a phoenix after their death.
Yes.
And how do you spell that? Just for my notes.
Caenus.
They're a
C-A-E-N.
servant in Fate Go.
Yes.
They've got a good
Canis.
design, though I don't really like their character.
They are a female for some fucking reason. But yes.
Well, they should be a guy.
Yes.
Yes.
But that's
However,
fake.
So, so should Da Vinci.
No.
Hey, Da
No,
Vinci
no,
works.
No.
I like Da Vinci.
The thing about Canis is that he explicitly became a male from being a female.
Huh?
Yeah, Da Vinci.
How does that work?
Because
Poseidon.
There's no reason.
It's
there is a
fate
reason.
things.
There is a very good
Well,
reason, actually.
Well, there's no reason he should be a girl. I think.
Oh, yes.
Whereas Da Vinci, it makes sense because he's the Mona Lisa.
Yes.
I like that reasoning.
Canis became male because after being, of course, raped by Poseidon, she decided.
Poseidon is the worst. Don't listen to Rick Gordon.
She decided, I want a gift from you. That gift is to never be raped again. So he turned her into a man.
And made him indestructible to weapons.
Indestructible, yes.
I
Oh,
see.
not indestructible. He's just unable to be harmed by weapons.
Yes. He would then be drowned to be killed
Yeah, he was ran over by a whole bunch of centaurs.
and drowned.
Myths,
Your one
yeah,
weakness.
the
Brick.
myths have different stories to them. But yeah.
And then apparently became a phoenix after they were killed and reborn into Phoenix.
Mhm.
That's what Gianna remembers. That has
Okay.
Phoenix in the name. Also, apparently, people seem to associate Canis with the trans allegory.
Which,
I mean,
understandable.
Understandable.
I mean, yes.
Certainly.
Oh god, my music stopped.
Okay. So so she'll exposit all she knows. That would be the most relevant myth I could see, since it was specifically relating to mythology. That Canis is the most likely candidate, but that's a rather powerful hero. But why?
Jiro flips through the book looking for a thing on Caneus and finds, and I imagine finds something, and
Or
says,
just like a single paragraph.
Yeah.
"Yeah."
Yeah.
It says here that Caneus was part of the Caledonian boar hunts, and was also had died in a wedding where Theseus had been.
Hmm.
So if those
So-
swords we have,
These are old books. They're not gonna have tons. Especially on minor characters like Canis.
Yes. It's
So-
basically, he was there sometimes.
so from what I understand, the Caneus seems to at least have known Theseus.
Possibly.
So why would this guy
My uncle.
want this? Did he
I
have a
mean-
buyer, or
Or was he doing it for for his family?
No,
Or
he
if
wasn't
they
doing it
keep
for the
away.
family. He was basically extrained. He was a
Estranged?
half-rate. Yeah, he was a half-rate mage at best, and my father, in his infinite wisdom, decided to tell him to go fuck himself, and he did. And occasionally he comes back for family reunions, gives a gift. But last time I saw him was maybe 2-3 years before the Great War broke out, when I assume he just kind of disappeared and died. That's about what happened to my brothers. But it doesn't make sense that he would be here looking for a catalyst. Again, he's
It
low
could be
rank,
either I think, if I may, is your father still around?
I would hope so, because I'd like to stab him myself. But
Oh,
It could likely be that your father, had used him, manipulated him into doing this for him.
yeah, sure. All right. Sure. Yeah, let's go with that theory. My sniveling father, who could barely get himself out of his own home, would connive and scheme.
If not your father, then someone of
Um,
import in your family.
There's not much.
not
import in my
necessarily?
Yeah. The only person that would be of, I guess, notable import would be my mother. She's not even a mage, though. She's just very in tune with the Vatican.
Would you see this catalyst as being able to buy him back in the family in any
No.
capacity?
No. Again,
Hmm.
cut rate mage. I've already have the crest of my family, so I don't see how it would help, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
could be that he was keeping it away from somebody.
We don't really know.
Why would he go to the museum
I mean,
if that's the case?
obviously the catalyst was there. That's why he was getting it.
Yes,
Somebody beat him
I
to the punch.
yes.
Well, rather than beat him to the punch, he got there first, but they overpowered him.
I honestly probably would have been better if he got it, because he wouldn't have been able to do anything with that sort of power, unless he was giving it to somebody else, in which case, and either way, somebody stronger has it now. So
Yeah. Tobias has it.
Are we sure it's Tobias?
You're sure?
About 95% sure, yes.
Does he normally kill
The,
that way?
the specific.
That's the only person I know that kills that way. And I know a lot of people.
When I saw through the memory, did I see something similar to that? Since my whole shtick was that I caught him for making weapons of somewhat mass destruction.
You're asking me?
Or DM.
Um,
Backstory things.
roll a history check.
Okay.
He was making wounds.
Where's the history?
He was making wounds.
Perfectly average.
Perfectly average 22.
22.
Okay, listen.
Like a steel trap.
I wouldn't say that you your interaction with Tobias was not one that either lasted a long time or one that was deep at all. And to your knowledge, Tobias is not a person that kills. Tobias is the person that organizes.
Mhm. He's the dealer, not the.
He is the
not
kind
the
of
killer.
person that would make sure someone died, but it wouldn't be around when it
Now-
happened.
He wouldn't get his own hands dirty.
Yes, that's what you would know of his reputation and what you did your job as a journalist for. Getting information
Just
on
to-
him.
Just to make sure, because what I have written down here is right. She said she was killed by Tobias personally, didn't
Yes.
she? Yes.
That doesn't really make any sense. Tobias, I don't know how relatively strong he is, but I don't think he's that viscerally strong. He's a conniver,
Yeah.
he's a schemer.
Well, I have an eyewitness. Well, Oliver does. He's the only one that can see her, apparently.
Turns to look.
Finds nothing.
I'm assuming she was looking at Oliver.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I assume the eyewitness he's talking about is a ghost. That's
Yes,
thing.
the ghost.
Did I see her the last time?
He's not been around for a while.
For a while, I've met her before.
No.
Yeah.
I think you're
Oh,
not
no.
understanding where Jackson is going.
He has Alzheimer's.
At all.
He's talking about his
Evelyn.
deceased.
Oh, Evelyn.
Master,
She
yes.
hasn't been around.
He hasn't been around for a while. Ever since Jackson talked with her, specifically.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Of the rundown that we got of the Grail War, did we get any of the expanded classes, or was it just the core 7?
No, there was no talk of other classes.
Okay. So why would the... That makes me wonder.
Go on.
We have 5 known masters, correct? 2 more slots are waiting to be filled.
Yes.
As far as masters go, we have the one that Edmund's at odds with. That's
Mhm.
one.
We
We
have
have
the one
The
that
caster
Jiro stabbed
one.
the plane of.
Yes, caster. That's 2. We have my mother. That's 3, and she has the berserker. So we can rule out caster and berserker. That's 3. 4 was the contractor. don't know what servant he has.
It was going to be the swords, Theseus.
I see. So am I missing anybody? That's 4. So that would mean there's the master that's in Japan somewhere.
Yeah, that it hasn't shown
5.
up yet. Apparently.
So that's 2 additional people. Presumably, one of us is going to be a master or some such.
Possibly. There was also the strange individual on the Argo that I assume was a servant.
Yes, but whose
Specifically, we don't
was
know.
he?
Assuming of the knight class.
I would assume so. Yes, given his anti-magic trait.
So, is it possible that Tobias rigged the game a little bit in order so that he could have a slot?
I wouldn't be
That
surprised.
That seems like something he would do. Says he's not interested, and then haha! Kind of bastard.
Jumps out from a bush. Haha, I have a servant.
Yeah. I have not told you about the 8th class of the ruler.
Pulls out ruler from the pocket.
Slaps you with it.
You don't want a ruler summoned. You never want a ruler summoned.
never
'Cause that
want
means
a
things
ruler
will go down.
Shit's
Well,
about to get
that's-
real.
He fucking helped instigate the Great War. I wouldn't put it past him.
Does it
Oh,
again.
Literally,
fucking do it
that's
again.
literally his
Well,
MO.
well, to say the ruler is only summoned when the Grail itself is threatened.
Yeah. You know,
yeah.
maybe he knows something that could cause it to appear. I don't know. Or he's just gonna be that asshole. It's like, oops, I'm gonna push all the wrong buttons to make sure it appears.
If
You
I
know-
send enough death threats to the Grail, he will, he will answer me.
Exactly. So that still doesn't make sense why my uncle was there.
Probably sent by someone. We don't know who they
Has to
are.
be.
Did he have any connections that you know of?
I assume with what I know, probably not, because I didn't really know him all that well.
Might be time to phone the family.
I can maybe talk to Mother. I haven't talked to her in a while. Well, the problem is there's only, I assume, because you just introduced a new person into the family tree.
Don't
There's
worry about it.
There's just me, Mom and Dad. No longer an uncle, but he was there. Is there anybody else I'm missing?
He was implanted into your mind. It's his existence is fake.
Oh,
it's,
no.
it's a false Hydra all along.
Yes.
By the way, how has Jackson been covering the thing on his arm?
By
I have
wearing-
gloves.
By wearing the gloves that he always
Ah.
wears.
I always have worn gloves.
Yeah. I forgot.
I'm a
sword was never
professional. Do you think I leave fingerprints?
The sword was
Not
never actually
some
added to my inventory as I look at it.
Oh,
Which sword?
the sword from Jinto.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I still have it in my inventory.
Oh, let me fix that.
Get rid of it.
Inventory.
Burn it.
Inventory.
The problem is that there's honestly just myself and my parents that are left. My grandfather's dead.
Well, does whoever sent him really matter? I'm guessing they'll show up
A
at
little.
some point.
A little bit, yes, because it was either a setup of some type or somebody else more powerful is going to be a little upset that they didn't get the catalyst they wanted.
It wouldn't have been the first time. Do I have any reason to suspect it was a setup by the way the body is arranged?
In what sense do you mean setup?
Does
Like-
he look like he was killed?
Double crossed.
Yes. Does
Like,
does
was
the
he
kill?
betrayed, or was it like a frontal? Well, he never saw.
I know
his
he's
assailant.
cut all over, but like, does it look like he's been stabbed in the back in a metaphorical sense?
Dude, he never saw his
Yeah,
assailant.
from
of course.
from what he said, yes.
Hmm.
He didn't put up a fight. Like he literally never even saw it coming.
Yes.
Hmm.
It would track that it was a setup.
If only I could read the thoughts of the dead.
You could. In a few
We
days,
could
he'll be in
steal
the
his
morgue.
body.
That seems a little macabre, and I don't really care for carrying around the dead corpse of my uncle.
I mean, we could. So how does the spell where you talk to the dead people work? You just need like a part of their body.
Technically, you
No,
need
No,
a mount.
we're not doing that.
You need the head.
Unless you can mime.
We're not no.
You technically need the head, and you need to 10 days to go by.
Well, at the bare minimum, just the skull.
Yep.
Yes.
It's not so much carrying his corpse around, just a small visit during his stay at the morgue.
Well, how long
10
do we
days.
know? Yeah, how long? If it takes like 10 days to redo the spell,
That's true.
And are we really
That
going to stay
is-
here 10 days?
That is an inordinate amount of time. Fuck.
We will likely be finished with our stay in this island in half that time.
Yes.
If that. Depending on what
Mhm.
the fuck's around here.
Right. Talking to him's a no-go. And we've about run out of leads. Time to talk to my contact again.
Why was he here, though? It's really
I'll see what I can find out.
I guess maybe you could ask your contact if he was, an assassin or something. I highly doubt it.
Want me to tag along again?
What was his name?
Giorno. Giorno Vesuvio.
Oh, I thought you were asking about your contact. That was an inappropriate laugh.
Well, you can come along if you wish.
Does it get jittery with multiple people?
A little bit.
I could send
Especially
Gabriella
as-
with you.
Hmm. Is that actually possible? I thought you two were, stuck together.
For the first time, you see like a tiny little bit of joy spark in her eyes. I've developed a few things.
Hmm. Well,
It only
then
lasts an
that-
hour though, but I can send her with you.
Not exactly a lot of time, but I'll make do.
But something.
Yes. Well then, where do we meet? The hotel?
Where'd you see him last time?
No, I mean us.
Oh,
When I'm done with him.
I suppose so.
Okay. Do be careful and sweep the place when you get back.
Ominous.
I don't
Whatever.
trust us to not have been followed, especially with that guy at the Argo.
Very well.
I'm not convinced that our business is entirely our own.
When was it ever?
That much is true, I guess. Well, better get to it then.
Yes. Also, I'm still mad at you.
I'm sorry,
When
but
are
we
you
needed to
not?
do it.
Are you sure?
Am I sure what?
Joy leaves her eyes, just get that death stare again. Are you sure?
What? He's just like looking at Oliver's like, help me!
At times like this,
Help!
you should just apologize.
I mean, what was she saying? Are you sure to? I'm so
Yes,
confused.
yes, I'm sure.
Oliver's just staring at
That's
you
the
both
wrong
like
thing
you're
to say.
fucking aliens.
What the fuck?
Fuck?
What is even going on?
What
What is
the
life?
fuck? The letter that he sent just to scare the shit out of me.
Mm.
I'll deal with you later. For now, go talk to your contact.
Yes. Though I'm not too sure that there'll be anything of value. What? It's not like you have anything else to try.
No.
Burb. Please. I'll take it.
Burb, please, I will take it.
And when he's leaving, I'll ritual cast Unseen Servant, and Gabriella will accompany him for whatever that's worth.
Nice.
How long? Hold on. Oh, does it have to be within a specific range of me?
Oh no.
Feet. When it moves more than 60 feet away from you. Never mind. Leave it
No!
alone.
Oliver?
Okay. Yes?
Come.
Sure.
Or do you want to come, Jenna?
Sure. Why not? Maybe I can find a back alley where I can stab you.
Good. And let us be off.
No clue what the accent was, so it's gonna be a different one.
Let's go talk to your buddy.
Your buddy's
Buddy.
Spyro.
I will take my time this time. It's not like I'm really pressed for it.
Why do I do this to myself? I'm watching people make food.
What is he? What is Buddy doing?
Buddy, you fucking know his name?
Don't remember his name.
Spyro. He
Spyro.
just said it, my
literally
man.
said it.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
Yes, it's Spyro. Because it's a Greek.
Ah, yes.
He's Greek.
To Gianna, this comes as a surprise as she sees Jackson V2. Because it's an old man with an eye patch.
You copied me. I was first.
No, you were. No, you wasn't.
Yeah. So.
Okay. He would actually not be at the same place as he was before. Like the
Some of these things rotate around
Yeah.
after a certain while.
he would not be at the fair. But he would be sitting down at a cafe enjoying some Greek ice cream.
Oh, I haven't had lunch. That sounds lovely.
You would also notice that
Is Oliver with us?
I mean
Oh, I thought I was going.
yes,
Okay.
it's year 3. Unless
Okay.
Ichika and Jiro want to also join, it's just year 3.
Oh,
No,
oh
Jiro,
God.
Jiro doesn't want to join that. Seems like a clusterfuck.
Yes.
There's some landmines there.
Being a time
Alright.
bomb if those have
Yes,
been invented yet.
You would also realize, as your stomach makes itself known, that it would be around lunchtime.
Yes.
Or
And-
not around lunchtime. A little later than lunchtime.
As they're walking around, Jackson and Will just sort of like, don't think anything of it. We're just going to sit down for lunch. Don't think too much about what you're going to do.
What's that supposed to mean?
Act natural.
Natural. Shut the fuck up.
So to continue to be furious at you. Would it?
Pretty much. Yes. And, you know, he'll treat it as a normal outing for lunch, except that he'll try to choose a place that is a table that is close to Speedo. He'll try to sit with his back to him as close as he can, but he won't make too much haste about it.
Yes. Well, order your foods. Insert typical Greek dish.
Yes. I will make sure Jackson gets the bill.
Yes. You sit and you eat for a while before Spyro Beetle raises from his chair with his small plastic container of ice cream emptied as he approaches you all, and almost as if would you like ice cream motion with the plastic container, looks to all of you, but then lends his gaze on Jackson. Would you prefer chocolate or vanilla?
I think the day calls for vanilla today.
Very well. And he leaves. Moments later, he returns with 3 little ice cream containers. Places it in front of you.
Yay! Ice cream!
Ice cream!
Yes!
He would then offer himself the other remaining chair at the table and sit down with you. So, what brings you to lunch?
We have had some progress.
I see that
In
you
that,
have acquired yet another person. Looks at you.
Yes.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
What did you say, sir?
He just nods.
Oh, good afternoon.
Yes, he nods to Chen. Good afternoon.
I see. Well, remind me again, where does your knowledge of the incident stop? Or does it end?
We were quite sure that it was an assassination of some sort. We were unaware of the motives, or whoever it even was.
An assassination it was. Seems to be a quarrel of some kind. The victim had met someone else while trying to steal something from the museum. And apparently he was ambushed and killed.
Sorry, I had to excuse myself from laughing because Florian said in the chat, "What happened to the first guy? New guy? He's taking a smoke break."
Where was that?
He said it on Twitch chat.
Ah.
But yes, did you catch his name?
Does he mean the victim or?
Could be.
The victim is John.
You see that he doesn't take a physical note of it, but he nods.
Do you happen to know him? Giorno Versalino.
Kind of looks up at a random bird flying by. I think I recall a certain Giorno that had come to town a couple days ago, searching a specific item.
Perhaps
he
at a
buying?
museum.
One at a time.
Sorry. Sorry, go on.
Sorry. Yeah, just at a museum by chance.
Yes, he seemed to be after a feather of some sort.
And
Was
was he the
that-
only one?
Was that the item that was stolen?
Golden
Yes.
feather.
Appears to be, yes.
You know, then turns to Jack, to Oliver. It would seem so. From what info reached me, he was the only one.
What did Oliver ask? If he was by himself?
No, if he was the only one searching for the item.
I see. Then Jackson will ask, did he appear to be by himself or sent by someone?
Didn't say
I'll be back. There's dinner.
Brad didn't say anything, so
Was this the first time you've ever heard of him?
yes.
That complicates things.
So he's outside your little sphere of influence. That's something.
He kind of looks to Jackson, then to Gianna, then back to Jackson.
Yes.
He doesn't say it, but to Jackson, that basically means you brought someone new and they're taking over the conversation.
Jackson will not reply in any way.
Make an insight check, Jackson.
Yes.
I willingly fail.
I'm
I choose to be blissful.
actually supposed to be kind of good at those. Or not.
Okay.
He
Serviceable.
kind of seeing that you didn't acknowledge him in any way, kind of tenses up a bit. You would see that he feels slightly out of his element.
I see.
But what was the question that Jonah had?
Relating to Miss Jonah. When did he come in? Yesterday? Day before? Last week?
Only Jackson would catch this, but he bombastic side eyes Jackson before answering. He approached our record in search of the 3 days ago.
Remind me the timetable of the Argo. It takes a 5 days in order to get from.
Yeah,
It was round trip.
He wouldn't be able to have arrived in the Argo.
In Iago, no.
So
He
he
got
was
here
already
by a
here.
private means or in hiding.
So it took some of the transportation to get here. He didn't come through the main one.
Well, we don't know how long he's been here, but
I showed up 3 days ago. So that
well,
was
to
not
their
even-
archive, yes, but not exactly to the island. No.
Possibly. Still.
I'm gonna take a bit of a risk here.
Raise his eyebrow.
Would you happen? Oh, I think Gianna's already asked this, right? If someone else had an interest in the feather.
Yes,
No, but
Oliver
I'd like to
asked
know that.
and
I did.
answer
Oliver.
was no.
Oh.
Answer was no. Okay. I'm afraid our leads, like, he'll try to articulate this in a way that sort of reassures Spiro that Gianna is a colleague.
Mhm.
So our leads are dry.
Gianna will immediately lean forward, look the Spyro dead in the eye. Do you know a man named Tobias?
I was about to ask that, but you didn't have to
Yup.
be so.
You two beat me to it.
He will outwardly say that. I was about to ask that. You didn't have to be so.
You were taking too much time.
He, while sitting down, he visibly takes a step back from Jonah.
She is too much.
Yeah,
He
that
wa-
intensity is in full swing now.
He will literally turn to look at Jackson and say, "My work here is done," and he will leave.
Job, Gianna.
Yikes.
That
Great
means
job.
you know something. I would
Yes.
back out the conversation very suddenly.
He knows you're an amateur.
That, however, he knows that I'm onto him. The 5. Chilling back in her chair.
Well, they
Jackson, it
don't
might be
usually
best
take
if you-
sides.
Jackson, it might be best if you spoke to him alone next time. I don't think
Yes.
he much appreciated us being here.
No, I'm not inclined to think so, no. They don't usually take sides. Very rare of them. If he did, I don't think he would have been so forthcoming with us. And if he was planning to betray us, I think he would have tipped someone off about us by now.
Oh, he's about to tip somebody off now.
What was that?
Oh, he's about to tip somebody off now.
Not as such, no. Don't think so. It's possible, but not probable. How well do I know Spiro from my work with him before?
You would know that they. I think I said this when you first tried to contact them. They are your contact for basically the archipelago, not specifically Naxos or specifically the island of Naxos. They are just stationed here because it is around the biggest town. So information flows easier through here.
Yes.
Um,
What I mean is of a more personal kind.
yeah, you would have basically no personal contact with them. Probably the last time you had something to do with the Greek islands, you were probably still very early in your training. So you would. It was easy for you to recognize them, but they are.
There's no rapport between the
Yeah.
past me and him.
Evelyn probably knew something more about him. but it wasn't something of note at the time.
No familiarity between us, I mean.
Yes.
Right. That complicates things. Well, in any case, we need to let things cool down for a while. Probably best we don't contact him tomorrow, or even the day after.
Means we need to do our own digging.
Yes. Yes, we do.
This murder happened within the last... It had to have happened within the last 3 days. When did the rumor come out? Yesterday? That somebody was murdered inside the museum?
Yeah, the murder happened 2 days ago, but it seems that like it happened at night, and the morning of the following day, when the workers went inside, the news spread.
That does strike me as strange.
So he was
You'd
here
think.
roughly for a day, attempted to steal, got backstabbed and or beat to the chase.
No, hold
here we are
on.
now.
There is something strange about this.
Being
It might just be part of the cover-up, but you'd think if he died 2 days ago, he would have been at the morgue by now. Why have they not moved him?
There
What did they
is
gain
the
from
question
letting
you should
him?
be asking.
I'm sorry,
Waiting for a
what?
cleanup.
What did Oliver ask? It was too quiet.
No, he was just saying that's the question you should be asking.
I see.
Possibly
If-
waiting for a cleanup crew.
Possibly, but would you let a man rot for 2 days?
If
I would imagine a cleanup crew was more expedient than that. More expedient than the workers, in fact.
well, this place you can't really reach to without private transportation or the Argo.
That is true.
Florian just said in chat, now? They think about this now?
Plus, the lacerations that were on his body know that counts as a possible flag in and of itself, because there's no mortal blade that'll do that.
Mm.
No human could produce that.
Where would you go if you had stolen a priceless artifact and needed to hide it in a city where transportation is hard to obtain,
I
and
would
more
have
importantly, almost impossible to obtain inconspicuously?
Well, this might be wild speculation on my part, but I would have hired somebody, possibly a
Tall guy.
tall guy, freakishly powerful, to guard the one exit, and then dissuade anybody from asking questions, and then
And lay
sneak it
low
out on
for
the
a
next.
couple of days?
Then sneak it out on the only route there.
I don't know, the shack behind us seems kind of inconspicuous.
Possibly. I don't think they would stash it that close. Possible,
Mm.
but I doubt it'd be that close. And if
Well-
Tobias was the one who did it, why wouldn't he just flee? If he's that powerful, apparently, why wouldn't he just left?
I mean, it's true, but it's not like... I don't think he's the type to go invisible and swim away.
No. He'd have more flashy means of transportation.
Yes.
Private
Something
boat or something.
befitting of his status. Is there an airport in this island?
Yes,
Wouldn't be surprised.
yes, there is. I don't know if I put it in the map, but there is.
Would you mind me sharing the map? I lost my
Oh, yeah.
doodle of it.
Here, have the
I only
map.
have Mykonos. Thank you.
Think.
Put in bottom. There we go. Yeah.
Huh.
We are at Naxos.
Naxos, yes. It's in... The airport?
The airport would be to the southeast of Naxos. It's inside
South.
the Nexus icon. I mean, it's inside the
This
metropolitan
was
area.
inside the text.
I see. I
Okay.
see. I see.
That would have given plenty of time for him to flee. I assume they would keep record logs of who flew in and out, assuming he went that way.
Not all of them, but
Not
it's
all
worth
of
a
them.
try.
There's probably only so many planes to fly through here.
This pisses me off. We don't have enough time. We're building up a lot of heat. As it is, asking questions now is a death sentence.
Well, as people make mistakes, they start coming finding you. Which is what we want.
It might just cost us our lives, you know.
I'm fine with that.
Well, it's your funeral.
This life
Right.
is not worth living.
Right. Where can we ask? The docks, the airport.
Well, possibly he's hiding out on this island.
It's
Or one of the
true,
others.
but we should seal off any possibility of exit first.
Right.
If we conclude that he hasn't left, either because he hasn't or because we haven't found anything, then we turn our eyes inland. Until then, we look for avenues of escape. Where should we start? Where does a millionaire mage and a war profiteer get his high-class transportation? Were there any especially fancy boats in town when we came in with the Argo?
No. When you arrived, there were other boats and smaller boats and ships at the docks, but nothing that wasn't. How can I say this? It was nothing that would carry
Local.
Carry value or be
Mhm.
like a show-off boat, like what nowadays yachts are.
Right,
It wasn't
right.
anything
Fancy, maybe, but still part of the...
Yeah, you don't see anything much fancier than the Argo itself.
No party boats, pleasure craft, or
Yeah.
things like that. Not any fancy ones.
Mostly just people boats, not
Right.
fancy people boats, just normal people boats.
Right. Fishermen and the like.
Yes,
Yeah.
mostly fishermen. Yes, but there's
Right.
some that go around.
And then the airport.
Or would you like to go to the airport?
I mean,
Probably-
that's not
probably
only
the
up to
others.
me. Yeah.
If we are going to go anywhere, we need to stick together at this point.
Yes.
As you said, we're developing heat.
I will warn you, a bigger group draws more hate quicker.
Hmm.
At some point, we do
Also
expect to
safety
be
purposes.
ambushed, especially because we're keeping, well, fixed sleeping quarters.
Also, we should probably transition to Nyx and Jiro for a bit.
I was just waiting for you to finish.
But yes, get Nyx and Jiro.
Jiro has stepped away, but
That's
each
right.
Oh yeah, he was gonna slurp food.
yes. Ichika, is there anything that you would like to do specifically? Considering the fact that the person that is with you, the two people that are with you, cannot speak Greek, but Edmund can read Greek. So, like journals, newspapers, things like that, he can gather information from, but he can't understand conversation.
I don't think there's anything as of right now that they're doing, rather than just simply wandering the town.
Mm-hmm. Roll me a perception check.
Alright. Nice.
Roll it with advantage to count for Edmund and Jiro, since they are both not here. 18.
Fancy.
I'm not allowed to roll high.
Oh no.
Rolls exactly a
buddy.
10.
And that's my cap, you see.
I roll with d10s, you see.
I don't know why. My parents has decided I only roll d10s, but I do.
You'd be unstoppable. You had to have some sort of limiter.
Hmm.
Yes. It's for the occasional time where you hit with sharpshooter.
Yes.
While walking around, since you're not using your hearing sense to pick up on conversation, because it's I don't know if you have that saying in English, but it's just Greek. You would notice at some point that you three are being tailed by a bird.
A burb?
No, not a burb. Burb is good. It's just a bird. With an 18. There is a moment during your walk in which you are able to identify that the bird doesn't seem to be natural. When you it almost looks
Sort of
like a
like
pigeon.
what?
It tries to be a pigeon, but when it's perched and it turns to you, you see that it kind of flickers. No, not flicker. Flicker would lead to a completely different assumption. I don't want to use that word.
Twitches?
Whenever it kind of twitches and jitters a bit to
It's a
Turn
government
back.
drone.
whenever it perches and tries to look directly at you. Whenever it turns, it seems that the movement is unnatural.
If only we had Gianna and her Tola dead. That's like the only discreet attack cantrip out there.
Yeah, because they are the only ones that hear the bell.
Mhm.
Let me check on Edmund's
Oh.
sheet. Just to know what he can do in this situation.
Yeah, because like
I will be right back to get food.
You go. Yeah, he doesn't have any sort of spell or
what's
feature that
the-
could allow him to speak or harm said thing.
what's the time?
It would be around lunchtime.
And so I imagine the crowds wouldn't be the most full, but there'd be at least a few people wandering about.
Depends on where you are. If you're going through
Hmm.
the main streets,
Can I say that I lead the group to a more discreet alleyway?
oh, for sure. Most people would stop
Yep.
at the restaurants and bars to eat.
I think just where no one's seen it.
Mhm.
I want to jump, assuming that the bird follows us and perches on top of the one of the nearby little things, because that's the only way it could get a sight on us at
Yes.
this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I use
Rise up, soar far. I think this is the second time this campaign that you've used this feature.
yeah, so I could jump up and grab it.
Does it give you a climbing speed, or are you just waiting for it to be...
It gives me a jump.
Okay. I would like you to make a dexterity check.
Because what it does is
Or acrobatics.
it lets me make high jump. Let me just make a high jump and long jump without any extra movement, so I can suddenly jump,
Mm-hmm.
and I get 10 feet of extra movement for the said jump.
Mm-hmm. So you're jumping directly up. You would clear a house quite easily. But yes, I would like you to roll me
Athletics?
not athletics, and just a straight dex check.
Alright, because I'm good at both acrobatics and athletics.
It's like it's not really about the movement; it's about the grabbing of the bird. So if you have sleight of hand, you can roll that.
Well, that's the only one I don't. But I'm still I'm good at dex, so I'll just roll.
Hey, it's above a 10!
Yay!
My lucky number 13. Oh, I could also have done a bonus action, add a d4.
Oh, do it.
Let's just do a bunch of things I never do.
Isn't adept moment on things that you're already proficient in?
Oh darn it! Yeah, I have to be proficient in it. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't use the other thing I never use.
You will never get to use adept moment.
I used it once. It was actually this day that I used it because that's what I checked off.
I see.
I think I used it for perception.
Probably. You
Yes.
you were able to, by using Edmund and Jiro as bait, letting them lead the way as you stay behind. Whenever the bird is in front of you, you hop, skip, jump in between two walls of the straight alleyway that you're in.
This is the feature that makes me act like a monk for a
Yes.
bit.
You, with a little bit of not necessarily magecraft, but some sort of prana, you create little air bursts behind your steps as you float up, and you grab the bird. And as soon as you grab it, you see what's wrong, because it's cold. It's cold as metal. And when you grab the bird, it poofs and disappears. But you have the distinct feeling that you grabbed something made of metal. And it disappeared almost as if a familiar.
I imagine this must be from that plane person. He's the only person that we even know that uses such things.
The Master of Caster. What was his name?
Edmund would agree. His name is Elliot.
We should check with others now that we know we have eyes on us. And they do so.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. That nothing of note happens besides Metal Bird.
I could have shot it since we were in a corner, but this is I don't get to have a reason to use this.
Yes. So the group meets up again at Random Shack.
John is deep in thought, not at all happy.
When is she, though?
There have been sparks of joy, but they are dead currently. Well, we got a little bits of information, but also bupkis.
I'd say we made a huge stride. We found out there's another actor that wanted that catalyst, and now we know we'll be facing off against maybe Canis?
Led by Tobias specifically.
Now we know we're being watched.
I'm
Full
still.
show?
Do
Are
we
you-
reconvene? Or...
Yes.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Are you certain it's Tobias, though?
I am 90% sure it's Tobias.
That's still
I've
not
never
100.
It's not 100, but I've never seen anyone kill like that before except for him. It might be someone in his employ, but I doubt my master would be so uncautious as to give a wrong statement. She said he killed her personally, and she was dead the same way.
Hmm.
It might be someone in his family, might be someone in his employ, but I guarantee it's got some connection with him.
Also, you said we're being watched. Nix?
Yes.
Oh, not Nix. Sorry.
There was a
Ichika.
One second.
watching us and following us for quite some time was a mechanical bird. I led it into an alley where we were out of sight and grabbed it. But as soon as I did, it disappeared, as would any familiar.
Yeah.
Imagine
Sound familiar.
it is from that plane person, as he is the only person in the area that uses such things that we know of.
Did it
Why
seem
is
to
he
have
here?
hostile intent?
Like, it was simply watching us, but there's little that it could be told. It was watching us, and I rathered it not, so I took action
Yes.
then.
That was wise.
There is an airport here, and we know he does have a plane.
Yes. If nothing else, at least we'll find what he is up to. But why is he here? Why is he tailing us? Just for
No.
sport?
It could simply have just been in the same place at the same time.
Could be he's just
Right.
keeping an eye on us.
You
I
all
don't know.
did cause some problem. with
I
him.
wouldn't be surprised.
Getting
with
his attention.
competition. Not yet, but
We did track a lot of hate. True, we were invisible when we visited the museum, but he's known to shrug that off fairly casually.
oh, that's right.
Well, I would like to say there's little point to being covert now, but still can't be sure.
Use the little disguises, keep asking questions.
Well, if I was me, if it was just me, I would be a different person by now and carry on as if
Generally-
nothing happened, but
Generally, our actions here aren't something we need to hide directly, but we will need to pay attention whenever we actively do things for
No.
his eyes.
we need to be very careful not to show our hands anymore. And he will sort of look at Gianna with the same disapproving look she gives him.
She will not be looking. She's just sitting there thinking.
I don't think he's the only player here we need to watch out for. You make no sense. Do we know him to be affiliated with Tobias in any way?
Who is him?
Elliot.
The artificer.
He was at the meeting. That's all you know about him.
As much as anyone else in this
Did
war.
he? I'm sure. He didn't look like he had any interactions with him.
No, the only person who he even acknowledged was Miss Chloe.
Right. Right. And Chloe despised him, despised Tobias as far as I remember, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not hard.
I mean,
It-
everyone got the idea that everyone at that table despised Tobias.
It,
It's true.
Except Elliot.
Elliot was amicable with
Neutral.
everyone.
Ambivalent. Yeah.
Neutral to amicable with everyone.
it's
Right. So we know fuck all and are being hunted by an unknown amount of people for unknown reasons. That's great.
and we must still continue our job while doing so.
I'm back.
Okay. Question.
Answer.
No, this would be for Jackson specifically. What can you make invisible?
What was your idea?
Gabriella. She's a ghost, and can move from places I can't, and I can see through her eyes similar to a familiar. Problem is that she appears as a tiny little object, which
Does she now?
she can. She can turn into other forms, but
I suppose I could make her invisible, yes. She's a person in her own right, is she not?
I think they count as an object.
She'd be a creature, no? She'd be a ghost,
No.
essentially?
No, they're
Oh, it's unseen
Manifest
servant.
is a tiny spectral object.
It's an object.
It's her
Is-
wizard
yeah.
spellbook thing.
Yes,
yeah,
it manifests.
because normally it's a spell book, but it could also look like something else.
So she
but
can
you,
go places on her
It's-
own, or
It is an object, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, it's an
Yeah.
object.
For this specific purpose, I would say that you can cast invisibility on her because she is basically a small creature.
Hmm. But you said she couldn't go on her own without you being close by before.
300 feet.
That's
That's
not
a
a lot.
distance. That is quite a distance.
I don't think they can phase through walls when you're using them as the class feature.
Mm.
So no times to use. So it sounds like about that. It can pass through creatures, but not objects. Yes.
Yeah,
It is.
'cause-
Oh, it can pass through creatures, not objects.
Yes. So I could walk. So if somebody opens a door, she could walk through them through the door.
She
And then
can
I
go
could just
through the
pop
keyhole,
her.
no?
They aren't that small.
No, it's
They're like the size of your hand.
Yeah, they're
It's the
tiny.
side. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So she could
So-
fit through a decent crack in the wall or something like
She
that. or
can't
crack open
like
window.
squeeze through a. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, she
If
can't
you like opened your window a titch,
She's
Right.
basically
Not
like the size
minuscule.
of a fairy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Where are we going with this?
I don't know. That's just.
That is.
I
That
can-
is a.
I can
Good
see and hear.
point.
I can see and hear through her eyes, and she has the ability to see in the dark. And if she
Well,
was
it's not a-
invisible, then it'd basically just be like a familiar.
Is
in
she
and of
in
itself.
any danger?
No, she
while
can't be
doing
targeted.
this?
At least while with attacks. She can be forcibly dispelled, but then it would just send her back to me.
Right. She's not harmed anyway. I see. Well, it's not. It's not unlike me and Burb, except the range is a little bit bigger.
A little bit different.
Hmm.
Plus,
Suppose
I
it could
can cast
work.
spells through her. Things
But
go
we need
hairy.
a plan.
Drop things on them.
We need a plan. I'm assuming you haven't seen this bird anymore ever since you caught it.
Oh, the bird went poof.
it did as familiars do when.
No, I'm saying in
they're
the
not-
time that took for them to get to us after that. They didn't see any.
No,
No,
the
I
bird didn't show up again. No.
Right.
imagine if he does, he'll act much more discreetly. As
Herein lies the
Yes.
problem. we need a place to go where we have privacy.
I mean, we can go back to the hotel.
That is
I can make
I-
us a small pocket dimension for an hour.
Generally,
better.
if we're out on, as we did before, using John's Tower, outside of town, a good ways, it'd be easy to spot anything coming.
I'm more concerned for our safety. We could go back to the hotel, but I don't feel at ease spending another night.
In the same
There.
place.
Yes. Well, it's not so much that it's the same place, but it's that is.
Our presence in this town is known
Yes,
by
our
people
presence in this
by people
town
we
is
do not
known.
know.
Our group is distinct. We are very easy to follow. Very easy.
The problem is Awesome.
Vanishes.
we're also trying to look into other things, and since people are after us, numbers are better.
Numbers are better, I agree. We should stick together. It's
There's
just.
no point in playing up here.
I'm trying to think of a way to hide our presence in this town to make us a little bit safer so we don't get killed in our
And,
fucking sleep.
And is there anything left in this town for us to investigate? Because we still
I mean, we've
Can you
barely
check
set
the other parts?
foot. Oh, you mean the town, not the island.
yes, the town, because there are other parts of this island that we need to check out.
You don't have any other specific leads, but while walking around, this town is filled to the brim with churches and ruins.
I'd like more vampire things.
Churches and ruins. Touristy ruins or
Touristy
regular ruins? Fuck. Thought we could hobo our way through ruins.
I mean, we could, we just might be found by the park ranger.
Yes. Fuck.
As far as me personally, I want to do some snooping about.
What is our time limit on this island?
You
Technically don't
technically
have
don't have one because it's the last island.
Then we
As far as the
So we
Argo
should-
goes.
Yeah, that's what's the other.
then we could spend perhaps just the full day today, in groups of two, checking out these spots of interest, seeing if there is anything more to them.
There's 6 of us, right?
Yes. And a bird.
I'd rather groups of 3, but if we must.
We could one group of 3 visit the nearby churches, and the other group the ruins in town.
Sounds like a plan. If we could swing by the airport.
I want to go to both.
Oh, if there's anything of interest, we'll reconvene at the inn at night, and then determine our next course of action.
Do be careful though. We have been found out. We don't exactly know by how many people, how many groups, but we have been. You'll let your guard down and expect to be ambushed at any point in town.
Also, there are representatives of Jackson's little guilds, syndicate here.
They're not exactly to be trusted, but you can rely on them a bit if you need to. They're brokers of information. If they relay something to you, you best be sure they're going to relay that to someone else.
I don't know if you play a lot of poker, Jackson, but
It just says
when we
Yes,
when I asked your contact whether or not he knew if anybody else was searching for that thing, that's when he up and said his job was done here.
Yes, it's difficult to tell. With Gianna's attitude, he might have just gotten spooked. but
By me.
yes, by you. You were attracting a lot of attention back there.
From
Unnecessary attention. I don't know if he expects Gianna is involved. I don't know if he suspects we're going to trap him, ambush him in some way, or if he just worried his cover was going to be blown. Him tipping somebody off about us is an option, but I don't know. They don't usually take sides. Sort of a highest bidder kind of thing.
Well, we are working against Tobias in this place, and I would consider him a high bidder.
Yes, but he's not so dumb as to get rid of other avenues, other options for him. He won't favor Tobias he won't favor Tobias instead of us unless he sees very, very clear bonuses in doing so.
Possibly. I like how you did not put the instigator group all in one. Thank you for doing that.
Edmund needed to be there because both
What do you
Jiro
want?
and Jackson are danger prone.
What is this
Edmund
grouping?
is the least danger prone person in the group, yes.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, if that's Edmund, Jiro, and Jackson going to check out the ruins in town, then Ichika, Oliver, and Gianna.
Fuck. I'm the
churches.
only instigator in the group. Oh no, Jiro's
What are you talking about?
I'm like the least instigatory of that group, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
plus
this goes along with the bullshit.
I also think that those three would be better in ruins, looking at ruins than us three at the churches.
Well,
Mainly
Gianna's
Oliver and
history
Gianna.
is powerful in both, but
I mean, I'm
The
fine with the
churches-
setup.
I'm good.
Churches
I'm
are a
fine
little
to-
bit more my element.
Yeah,
True.
and it also balances our damage and healing outputs
that is true. That is true.
because Jiro and Jackson are both heavy hitters.
A very sensible grouping.
Well, Ichika balances out the other group's more healing aspect.
Right. So,
So watch out for
First-
shady people in the avenues. Watch out for mechanical birds.
watch out for
But it-
mechanical birds. Yes.
Perhaps even mechanical rats now.
I'll keep an eye out.
I will
I would say,
comment
since
that
we're-
the airport is not as far as I had first assumed. It's basically attached to the pier.
We can we can all convene at the airport after we finish checking out these areas.
I will say, since our opponents do seem to be mages, sticking next to groups of people is particularly good for us.
Yes. I've also developed ways to befuddle magics, so assuming I can see the spell, I can counter it.
Yes. We shouldn't stand and fight, though. Not just yet. Not unless we're all together.
So flee, if possible.
If trouble arrives, flee. Try to contact the other group. Try to give people the slip, but if it's not possible, well, run for the airport, I guess. Or the next great big group of people.
That was almost an interesting alliteration. All right then.
We'll meet up at the airport after a few hours of these exploration.
Exploration. Yes.
Yes.
I'll start with the ruins group because
Whoa.
church has more things they can do than the ruins group.
Me eat.
I see how it is.
Because while there are a lot of ruins, there isn't much that you will be able to do at them. It's mostly
figured.
just exploration and
Rocks.
rocks, but also like it's mostly for
Great rocks.
overhearing things than to actually conversing with. Unless Jackson would like to at some point try to contact Speedo again.
No, I'm gonna let him run.
Let him
Well,
rest
if
for a day.
I'm gonna let things cool down. If I come close to any of the meeting points, I'll try to signal him in a subtle way, but not like I'm trying to schedule a meeting thing. Just like, I see you are here.
Sipping tea.
Connection has been reestablished. Okay.
You didn't know I knew, but now you know. I know.
And the more you know.
Jackson, do you speak Greek?
I believe it's only English, French, and German. Let me double check for you. Yes, only English, French, and German.
Okay. So the
You know,
ruins-
before we go, since, I can do this, can I give one of the casters comprehend languages as a spell they can cast so we can be like, you
Don't
can
you have the
actually overhear
stones?
conversation?
Don't you have?
Oh,
like,
yeah, I can
some-
also give you one of those.
Yeah.
Well, them
Give
already
us a
has
what?
comprehend languages.
How long does
The,
comprehend languages last?
It lasts an hour.
An hour. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Jackson, at some point, you would probably pop the comprehend languages to
Mhm.
overhear things. So make me a perception check.
Okay. Knock that one off until I can.
Oh, I'm not
Cast
so
that later.
good at those.
And Jiro, I want you to roll me a perception check.
Sure. I'm keeping an eye out for weird robot birds.
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
3.
Bound to happen at some point.
Jiro, now that you are aware that
Do I get an inspiration? boss?
possibly, yes, you do. Possibly flying things are afoot. You pay more attention to the skies, to the birds, to anything that could be above you at any point, even sometimes tripping on the uneven sidewalk because you're looking way too up.
Jackson will just sort of like, as he sees Jiro looking up at the sky, he'll try to give him advice like, if you see the same bird twice.
Yeah.
Jiro just sort of like squints at him.
How the fuck do I tell these birds apart?
You would notice that during all your time, you were not followed. There were no suspicious birds. And also no suspicious anything.
Any suspicious, possibly invisible people? Can I even
With a
tell if...
3? My G!
I was about to... I was meaning to ask you this. When I see someone with third eye, that's invisible, do I know they're invisible?
Yes,
Or is it just a mannerisms kind of thing?
yes. I would say that you know that they're invisible, yes.
Mm-hmm.
You see them all see through, like.
Yeah. Look at a person, sees through them. Something's not right.
And they're not there.
Must be the wind.
Wind denier.
Wind deniers.
How can wind be real if our eyes aren't real?
You ruined temple, not temple, ruined group. You actually end up leaving the more urban part of Naxos and going further into the island just to actually get to find the proper big sites. You end up following some other groups of tourists here and there that would lead you to some ruins, some temples that were forgotten by time. More specifically, the Temple of Dionysus.
Ooh, I would have loved to have gone there.
As would have I.
I will send.
Don't worry, I'll tell you about it later. We could come back.
I will send you Google Maps link of place.
Think.
Oh God, I copied the wrong thing.
That is a tweet.
That is a tweet. Worry
That is
not
bus.
about that.
Bus.
It's bus. Yes.
That is actually really
No,
cool. I
it's-
like
Put
that.
it back.
Put it back.
No.
What I see.
Put it back.
But yes, it's a ruin that
Ooh.
is being treated as a touristy place. So it has like little plaques, little signs that show you what it was, how it was supposed to be, and there are people walking around. Roll me Arcana.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh no.
Sure, I'll roll Arcana.
Yes.
all of us?
All of you too, yes.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that was almost a nat 20.
Sambona vinci, puta.
I will roll for Edmund. Where is Edmund? Why do I always close Edmund's sheet? I'm back here.
Come be.
Oh yeah, Edmund isn't here.
Abilities. Does the Eyes of
Ability.
Dreamkeeper? No, it's just writing. It's not the one that can detect magic at will.
No.
I can use Fancy Grounds. I know what I'm doing. I
That's a lie.
almost rolled Perception. Let's go. Arcana. Jackson.
So that was a fucking lie. Yeah.
You don't really feel like there is any sort of, oh god, the word, it was right there.
Do you believe
Where
in
did it
magic?
go? Why did the
Mana?
word go away?
Do I see magic in a young girl's heart?
No
do you
remnant.
believe in
That's the word that I was
magic?
looking for. You see no remnant or no trace of magic of magecraft in any of the ruins that you come across. Nothing catches your eye. There is no sort of like bounded field set up that you pass by. However, when you are here at the Temple of Dionysus,
Dionysus?
Genesis,
Genevieve.
Genevieve. Edmund would point out that there is a faint trace of magic somewhere near the temple, and as you progress deeper into it, following the touristy group, you would see that at the proper temple area where it used to be, there is faint magical traces
The
That-
bad kind or the good kind?
that Edmund would, considering his background as well, associate with some sort of summoning ritual.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh.
wonderful. Oh no. Wonderful.
Not
This is
something.
great.
He
Like
wouldn't-
remnants of?
Yeah, he wouldn't.
Echoes?
How can I say this without just literally telling you this? It wouldn't.
Synonyms.
It would be for things for outsiders, as
Side.
his family would mostly call them.
Outsiders being?
So things that
Like
Edmund's
Drow.
family don't like. So
Mhm.
I think it's
Drow,
like,
perhaps?
let me check the proper wording.
Well, how racist are they? I don't know what that includes.
Yes, let me check the proper wording on his
Is
skill
it
thing.
human? If it isn't, then they don't like it.
Well, fuck me, I guess.
It's monstrosity, aberrations, these two being the big ones. And monstrosities in this case is not really just fucked up little creatures. I have been using monstrosity as a creature type for all the demonic beasts that you've been fighting. So the object of your contract are targeted as monstrosity.
I see.
He would
So-
note that. So just to summarize, you would note that there is faint traces of summoning spell that would probably have been used to summon monstrosities or aberrations or things that shouldn't be here.
Does it point to anywhere, or is it just in this general vicinity and then it's gone?
It's been a while, so the remnant is very faint. It just permeates the area.
So they did a lot of it. They just did it a while ago.
Well, I suppose the place has to close up at some point of time. In time, it'll be devoid of people, and they can get on with their magecraft, quote unquote.
First slaps.
Fuck if I know what I'm supposed to do about that.
Whatever you do with information.
Tell Gianna.
Oh god.
Tell
She'll
Gianna-
know.
Tell Gianna so that if Jake can put it in his notes so that you all remember later.
Yes.
Yes.
But yes, that's why I said that I would start with the ruins group, because there isn't much to be done.
Because it's already over.
It does take you a long time to get through all of this, but yes.
Mostly useless drivel from. I mean, we're following tourists for fuck's sake.
It's true. Now to the church group. Let me get my thing.
I will eat. Yay.
Food. Come on, thing. There we go. This.
My stomach hurt.
That's a
Some
first.
ache. God gives his greatest battles to the strongest soldier.
You think he mistook me for fucking Rambo?
It's
For
just
real.
a tummy ache.
It's not just a tummy ache for me.
It's the end of his life. He can't eat anymore.
Ah!
It's just a tummy ache.
Like unconnected bits of words scribbled on a piece of paper.
Yeah, you're
I
one
need to
step
watch
ahead
the
of me.
stuff
You
back
know
and
what?
keep.
You know what my notes
tidy.
say? The only thing in my notes bar says Ginto with a G.
Awesome.
With a G. Ginto Murasama.
So there's not even any Murasama, it's just Ginto.
Good.
Some guy called Ginto, I don't fucking know.
I love the fact that I crashed 2 times in 10 minutes. Great.
Oof.
Ah. That's why you were quiet.
Yes. So, as I had asked before internet died on me, church group. Would you like to stay within the urban area, or would you like to venture off outside as well?
Both.
Yeah. but
Both, I see.
Start in the
Yes.
city and then spread out.
Just yes.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
I see.
We are thorough.
Or attempt to.
Or attempt to. Good.
At least we know we've missed clues in every place in town.
Right?
You can't just miss one. You gotta miss all of them.
Look,
Yeah.
no stone unturned. We might not fucking see anything under them, but
If
we
we
at least we
can't-
know we turned them all.
If we can't 100% it, we will 0% it.
Exactly.
Yes. At least we know we've tried.
At least we know we've tried.
That's what really matters here.
No, we would have preferred the 100%, but
What do you think this is, America, with our participation prices? This is
Yeah.
fucking Greece.
That's why we're gonna be dead in a second.
I
Wait,
wasn't the one to say it.
But you're gonna be the one to do it, aren't you, you little fucker?
You little spunky boy.
You little shit.
Wow.
You little
Wow.
piss poo poo man.
Oh no.
bitch.
It is. That gave me enough time to find an actual named church.
There you go. You're
oh.
welcome.
You are able to identify the Saint Nicodemus Holy Church, Holy Orthodox Church, which is relatively big church. You see people coming and going, even though it is a Saturday.
The Greeks are very religious.
Yes, and also the church is open to visitation as well. So there are people going in and sightseeing around the church. The ceiling is very well painted as well. Depictions of multiple biblical characters and passages. When you enter, see that there are some people sitting down, doing their prayers, saying their prayers. That's the correct verb. And you notice that while there are some people at the entrance just guiding people if they need any information about the church, near the altar, just seemingly keeping an eye on everything, there is a person with Holy Church attire.
Like clergy, you mean?
I mean, the Holy Church. The
Oh,
one that fights
our holy
things.
church.
Yes.
Oh, Catholics. Okay, gotcha.
No, not Catholics.
No.
I mean,
No, not Catholics.
The Holy
The
Church.
church.
They are.
They are literally called the Holy Church.
They're
TM.
technically Catholic.
Yes.
Yeah, they
But
come from the
they're-
Vatican, so yes.
They're Catholic?
They're not
Yeah,
necessarily.
like
They're
their main
technically
branch is in the Vatican.
Yes, but anyone that can use the sacraments can become church
Sure.
member.
Well, like
Yeah.
mage branch families are part of the family.
Yes.
You have to have generally faith is a requirement, but as we see with Kirei, not always.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also there are other people that use religious sort of magecraft, but isn't truly associated with the church. So it's kind of a Yes, they
Yeah,
are using
as long as you can.
proper church, like holy church, the ones that carry black keys attire.
Sounds like
Gotcha.
heresy to me.
I love the fact that if I search holy church on Google, the first autocomplete is Fate. But yes, they use a heavy black overcoat that seems to have no pockets.
The frock.
If that's the proper term for it, yes. They carry a heavy golden chain with a cross. They are slightly shorter than Oliver, but much bulkier. And their features are somewhat ambiguous, what androgynous.
Ouch.
No,
The world
The
is
internet-
telling us something.
the internet has ruined my attempts at conversation twice.
Yes. Don't worry. Next session we'll start with this. Where did the description of said church member stop?
Taller
You-
than
Androgynous.
It was
shorter than
androgynous.
Yeah, I heard androgynous.
Yes.
Androgynous features.
That was the last thing that I said. Good.
Something about being bulkier than Oliver, smaller
Yeah.
though.
Yes. They have their hair cut very short, like inches short, and it's completely shaven on one side. They seem to just be looking around at everyone, making sure everything is going okay. And they clearly notice you all when you enter. And we'll end it there before I crash again.
Yeah, fair.
But yes, we'll pick up with you all conversing with this clergy member next time. And before it creates multiple things on YouTube, goodbye everyone. See you all next time.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Bye. Hope that we don't have too many problems.